Alrighty guys, welcome. This is your host, ID Jester. We are playing ARKHAM Horror, the card game. Campaign number 1, Night of the Zealot. So we're going to be playing that, and we got it all, most everything set up. So a few things before we actually get started here. So, number 1, talk about our investigators. I'm going to be playing solo, but I'm going to be in charge of 2 different characters. Number 1, our lead investigator here is Leo Anderson, the expedition leader. Since he's an expedition leader, we're going to make him our leader, or our main expedition leader there. So you can see he's got 4. Let's see. What are the technical terms? I guess we should use the technical terms. So 4 willpower. The little books are intellect. The little fists are combat. The little shoe there is agility. And he's got a special power. So it's a reaction. After your turn begins, play an ally asset, reducing good cost by 1. So he's kind of has lots of friends. So that's good. So that's that's the main hero there. And then our secondary hero is going to be Agnes Baker, the waitress. So she has 5 will, 2 intellect, 2 combat, 3 agility. And she has a special power. She's a sorceress. And a reaction. After one or more horrors placed on Agnes Baker, deal 1 damage to an enemy in your location. Limits once per phase. She's going to start with 6 health and 8 sanity. Alright, so there are our main 2 heroes. So Leo and Agnes are kind of a couple. Hey, Philip, how you doing? Good to see you. So they're hanging out in Leo's house here for the start of this adventure. So, didn't mean to click that or move that for you guys. Anyways, so here's what I did. So you got to build up your little token bag, right? With all these different tokens, and I'm not a big fan of that. So what I basically did was I took our different allotment of what we have, and I put them into a 20-sided dice. So there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So I added a few to make it, to adjust my difficulty here. So I added a +1. I added a -1. I added a -2, and I added another gravestone. I don't know what the technical term of those gravestones are, but they look like gravestones, these things. So I'm not sure exactly what the term of what these things are supposed to be called. I'm calling them gravestones, so there you go. All right, so instead of drawing out of the bag, I'm just going to be rolling a 20-sided dice. So you can see going lower is better, right? So really low, and then as you progress higher, it gets worse and worse and worse. And there you go. So instead of drawing out of the bag, we're just going to be rolling a 20-sided dice across the table. Across the table. And 9, it would be a -2 in this case. So that's how I'm going to do that. I think it's a little bit easier than trying to scurry around the bag and all that stuff. All right, so let's give you the background situation here. We are playing the campaign tutorial mission, The Gathering, right? We're going to be playing on standard difficulty. So, The Ghoul's Hunger, Friday, September 18th, 1925, ARKHAM, Massachusetts. It's the end of a long and abnormally hot summer. The first hints of autumn beckon, but a hasty heat persists relentlessly. A silent, unspoken anger grips the town. Tempers are short. And in the last week alone, there have been numerous reports of townspeople coming to heated, violent blows with one another over simple misunderstandings. And now a call from James Harkerson. He claims to have found a dismembered body in his barn. Blaming the weather would be too easy. There is something wrong with this town, and then a whole lot of old soft slayers can do to stop the slide. My auguries indicate a small group of investigators will soon take note of these strange happenings and set forth to make things right. I'll be watching their progress, but I won't be holding my breath. So then it gives you the campaign setup, blah, blah, blah. And then the gathering, it tells you how to set things up. You and your partners have been investigating strange events taking place in the home city of ARKHAM, Massachusetts. Over the past few weeks, several townspeople have mysteriously gone missing. Recently, their corpses turned up in the woods, savaged and half-eaten. The police and newspapers have stated that wild animals are responsible, but you believe there is something else going on. You've gathered together at the lead investigator's home to discuss these bizarre events. Dun, dun, dun. So, once again, Leo here, our lead investigator, and Agnes is our second in charge. They're kind of a couple, though, Agnes and Leo. They're at his house trying to investigate and figure out what's going on. Well, let's find out what is going on as we read Act 1, Chapter 1, what's going on. It's late at night. You're holed up in your study, researching the bloody disappearances that have been taking place in the region. A few hours into your research, you hear the sound of strange chanting coming from your parlor down the hall. At the same time, you hear dirt churning, as if something were digging beneath the floor. The artwork on all of Fantasy Flight's games are incredibly good. There's that. All right. So let's read about Chapter 1, or Act 1, Trapped. As you leap to investigate, the door to your study vanishes before your eyes, leaving behind only solid wall. You're trapped inside your study until you can find another way out. All right, so there are 4 clue tokens, so 2 in each of I believe, let's just double check, yeah, I believe that's what that represents. Oh, right, so we look at the study card. Its location, you've been investigating strange events occurring in ARKHAM for several days now. Your desk is covered in newspaper articles, police reports, and witness accounts. And then we put this over when we start to investigate. There we go. So it's got a shroud or value of 2. Shroud value of 2. You're on a trip, says CP Card and Dice. Nice to see you, my friend. So it's got a shroud of 2, which when you go to investigate, that's how hard it is to find clues. And then over here it tells you how many clues are available. And this is per investigator. So since we have 2 investigators, we will have 4 tokens there. So both of our investigators are hanging out in this study. And we are almost ready to go. We will draw. I believe it's 5 cards and 5. I believe it's 5 cards and 5 resources. Yep, that's pretty much what it is. Okay, so for Agnes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's been a little while since I played this game, to be honest. So 5 resources for her. 3, 4, 5 resources for Leo. And then we will draw 5 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So she's got the Blinding Light spell, Dumb Luck, His Shivering spell, a Knife, and Fearless. Alright, so that's her hand right there. And now Leo. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can mulligan in this game if you wanted to. Knife, a Dynamite Blast, another Knife, a Guts, and Overpowered. He will discard the Knife. And the Overpowered for now. And draw 2 new cards, which is a Switchblade and Trusted. Okay. He did not end up getting any allies, unfortunately for him. Let's see, I'm going to have to do something so I make sure I don't use the wrong person's cards here. Let's see. Maybe I'll put hers like that, just so I don't think that they're his. All right. So, and now we can put these back in his deck and shuffle up. All right. Hopefully you guys are having a good night. All right, so there we go. We'll cut it one more time. There we go. All right. Investigating. Let's see. Okay. I believe we don't need that for a little while. Let's just to investigate, right? I think you use your little head, right? Your little. Just want to make sure. So things you can do on your turn are draw a card, gain a resource, activate an action, engage an enemy, investigate, in your move, play an asset card, attempt to evade an enemy, and fight an enemy. And investigate. Alright, you use the intellect, which is the book. Right. So, his 3, and she's only a 2, actually. So, not great. Not great to be a great start. We need to start investigating. So, a 3 versus a 2. C would be a 2 versus 2. So, not a good chance of success. Do we have anything to help us out a little bit? Let's see. That's a fight spell. That's an evade spell. Yeah, not a lot of great options, to be honest. We're just going to hope and pray, I guess. So, action number 1 for Leo. Leo is going to... there might not be enough room for all this stuff. Once we get all the other locations out, I'm going to have to... I'm not sure how I'm going to do this here. Wow. I wonder if I put her card up a little bit more. Do something like that. Put his card up a little bit more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's pretty good. That's a little bit better, maybe. So we're going to need some space here in the middle. Okay. So Leo is going to try to investigate his location. All right, he's going to try to investigate. He is a 3. It's a 2. So here we go on our little chart here. Again, we're just, instead of drawing them out of the bag, we're going to use our little chart. And we roll a 7, which is a -1. So the 3 minus 1 is 2. That is a 2. So he is successful and gains a clue. Woohoo! And that is action number 1. Action number 2. He's going to pay a resource and bring out his switchblade in case he needs it. So we're going to bring that out next to his card here so we know it's in play. That was a resource. So that is action number 2. And action number 3. He is going to... What is he going to do? He's going to try and investigate again. 7, which is a -1, which is just fine. So he found 2 clues investigating. So now it's up to Agnes here. So, Agnes, what are you going to do, Agnes? Evade spell. In case we run into trouble. A fight spell. I think she will cast Shivering. So he's going to have that spell ready to go in case enemies come out. And it has 4 charges on it, so we will put 4 little chargers on here. That's fine. Costs 3 resources. So it costs her 3 resources. So she's down to 2 resources. But she'll have that. It's a fight spell where she can spend a charge. And the attack is going to use her intellect, which is a 5, as opposed to her fist, which is a 2. And also, if a skull, a gravestone, a shroud, or a doom token or an elder sign is drawn during the attack, I take a horror, which is actually a good thing for her because every time she takes a horror, she can damage an enemy in her location. So she's going to get Shivering out, ready to go in case that's needed. That's action number 1. Action number 2, she's going to try... She is... She's not very good at investigating. In fact, neither one of our heroes are very good at investigating, to be honest. She is going to get out a knife here as well, I think. Now, the Shivering should help, to be honest. I guess she will try to investigate again. So we need 5 or less. Rolled an 11. An 11 is a -2 to her 2, which is 0, which is less than 2, so that's a failure. So her third action, she's going to try and investigate again. Come on there, Agnes. Oop, let's try that again. Roll it out in the middle. There we go. 16. That is a skull. A skull is X. -X, where X is the number of ghoul enemies in your location. There are no ghoul enemies. That's a -0. So a 2 and a 2. So she's successful, so she gets 1 clue. Congratulations, Agnes. All right, so there we go. So the round phases go something like this. Mythos phase, where you skip in the first round. Then you do the investigator phase, which was what we currently did. Then you do the enemy phase. And then you do the upkeep phase. So enemies with the hunter keyword move, each enemy engaged attacks, upkeep phase, reset actions. So nobody spent any actions. Each investigator draws a card and gains a resource. So draws a card. Oh my gosh. And gets a resource. She draws a card. This is another evade spell. Good lord. Probably have too many of these. I just put these decks together, so, I'm not 100% sure how well they are, how good they are for decks, so we can evade, blah, 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 blah. All right, each investigator checks his hand size. 245, 245, everybody's good, and we go back to the start of the next turn. Place a doom token on the agenda. So you can see 3 doom tokens. It activates. Advance agenda if the doom token threshold is satisfied. No, it's not. Each investigator draws a card from the top of the encounter deck. So this is where all the bad stuff happens. This is where everything goes downhill right here, right now. So we're going to shuffle this up one more time just to make sure it's nice and good for everyone out there. All right, and one more last cut. There we go. All right, so our lead investigator goes first, and he gets Grasping Hands. So this is a hazard. He's going to test his agility 3. For each point you fail by, you're going to take a damage as hands start coming through. Look at that artwork. Awesome. Look at that. Start coming through the floorboards up to try and grab him. He has got an agility of 1. He needs a 3 agility. This is going to get really bad. He's got no cards to help him whatsoever, so he's going to take some damage, I bet. All right, so let's see. He needs to beat 3. He's at 1. We need a +2, but there is no +2. We need an Elder Sign. Oh, we got an automatic failure. So automatic failure means you get a 0. We got the Doom. So sometimes players have an effect for, well, if you roll a Doom, do this, but I don't think I remember seeing anything out right now. So this is a Doom. So he's a 0. This is a 3. Wow, he's going to take 3 points of damage from the Grasping Hands. And things are off to a rather rocky start. He does have 8 hit points, so he's now down to 5 hit points. He is our tough character. All right, and now we will go on to Miss Agnes here and see what she gets. She gets Dissonant Voices. Put Dissonant Voices into play in your threat area. You cannot play assets or events. Forced at the end of the round, discard Dissonant Voices. So basically this turn, because she's hearing things, she can't play assets or events. That's okay so far, because we don't really need to play any assets or events. All right, that was the Mythos phase. We will now move on to the Investigator phase. Well, unfortunately, Leo has nothing he can really do. He needs to get an ally out. But, so we're going to draw a card for action number 1, sneak attack. God, where are all of his allies? And he's going to he's got 5 resources. He's actually going to spend his second action drawing another resource. And his third action, he doesn't want to take this last Doom token. He's going to wait on her to get it. Or, Clue. because each investigator needs to have 2 so we can go on to the next objective. So his second, now his third action will be what does he need to bring anything else into play? Yeah, I guess he's got the switchblade, but now he's going to bring the knife out. God, he's dual wielding knives. It's only going to cost him 1. It's only going to cost him 1. So he's got a switchblade in one hand and a knife in his other hand. All right, that's his 3 actions. All right, so now it's up to Agnes here. Action number 1. Try to get it a clue here. 20. Automatic failure. Second action, same thing. 14. That is a -4. She fails again. Third action. Come on, Agnes. We got waiting on you all day. 12. That is a -2. 2 minus 2 is 0 versus the 2, so she failed all 3 times to find clues. She's done. And we will go on. So, Leo gets an encounter. Obscuring fog. Place it in your location. Limit 1 per location. There we go. Attached location gets +2 shroud. After attached location is successfully investigated, we discard it. Oh my gosh. That is not good. And I'm wondering, it looks like it is 2 per investigator. So 2 plus 2 is 4. She's only got a 2, and we have no +2 in the bag. So the only way she can succeed is by drawing an elder sign. Because I don't think anything else is going to give her a plus. Nope. Nope. Alright, so obscuring fog, which really sucks, and now it's Agnes's turn. Rotting remains. We're going to test her. What is that? The little head. That's her willpower. She needs a 3. For each point you fail, take a horror. So she comes across some rotten remains. Very nice. All right, she has got, what has she got? She has got 5 for willpower. So we'll roll this dice. 12, which is a -2. So she's got a 5 minus 2 is a 3. That's what she needed was 3. So she takes no damage. Thank God. That's the investigators. Enemies. There are no enemies. The upkeep. Reset the actions. Reset all exhausted cards. So this dissonant voices will go away now. Thank God. Fortunately, we will get a thing and a card. Another knife. Oh my gosh. And she will get a thing and a card. Another spell. And there's not a lot he can actually do. So again, he's kind of stuck waiting on Agnes to get that next. So he's going to spend 2 actions to get resources. And he's going to spend an action to get a card. 2, 4, 6, 7. Eavesdrop. Enemy. Neither one of these heroes has anything for the. Oh wait, he does have something for the book. And a book. Right, I forgot you can actually help. Because we're in the same location, you can help one another. with discarding cards. So, but I think if I'm not mistaken, they can only discard one card to help out. Investigate. Could have sworn. Just looking to make sure. I could have sworn. Evade, fight. Well, I am not spending all day looking for it, so I'm just going to assume. So he's going to give 2 books to Agnes to help with her skill test. Oh, come on, Agnes. Come on, Agnes. She needs this one right now. She doesn't have any books. So it's a 2 plus 2 is a 4. She's a 2 plus the 2 from him is even. So she needs an even, a +1, or an elder sign. Come on, Agnes. 18 is a gravestone. The gravestone says, mine is 2. If there is a ghoul enemy in your location, you're going to take 1 damage. Unfortunately, that had to come up and screwed us over. So, she's not going to be able to succeed anymore now. So the event's going to go on whether we like it or not, I guess. So she's going to build up just in case. Second action will be a resource. Third action will be to draw a card. Well, that's what we needed. Forbidden knowledge. Oh, it finally came out. Oh my gosh, look. So it has 4 secrets. If forbidden knowledge has no secrets, discard it. As a reaction, exhaust it and take a horror, move 1 secret from the forbidden knowledge to your resource pool as a resource. But, well. So that's, yeah, we forgot to add our Doom tokens. That's my bad. It should have 3 on it now, which then activates it. So, let's see what's going on here. The house continues to change before your very eyes. The walls have decayed and the ground has many rooms has turned to dirt. It's almost as if you've been transported somewhere else entirely, although every now and again you realize elements of your former home. The lead investigator must decide either each investigator discards 1 card at random, or the lead investigator takes 2 horror. Well, it's going to be a discard of randomness here. Let's see what we get rid of here. So just got rid of that spell. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right. And then he will get rid of something. He got rid of trusted. All right, 2, 3, 4. All right. All right, you notice the edge of your newly purchased rug are tattered and mud-stained. Finding this odd, you shift the furniture aside and pull back the rug. To your surprise, you see the door leading out of your study. You slowly turn back the knob and the door swings open, revealing the hallway below. You jump through the doorway, landing on your feet and soft dirt. The dirt to the study slams shut above you. The smell of burning wood fills the narrow hall, intermingling with the scent of rot and decay. Put into play the set-aside hallway, cellar, attic, and parlor. Discard each enemy in the study. Place each investigator in the hallway. Remove the study from the game. Alright, so that goes away. Study goes away. And we're going to put into play the hallway. The cellar, attic, and parlor. There we go. Cellar, attic, and parlor. The walls of your house are splattered with mud, and your hardwood floor is gone, replaced with a dirt path. Hey, Phantomatic, how you doing, buddy? And we will have right, so we don't know what's in these locations. They're just location, location, location. All right. So we're in the hallway. So that is, where's our little, we can bring this up here, round sequence here. Let's keep this out. Reset actions, exhaust ready, draw a card and get a resource. He's got a ton of resources. Oh, he draws his weakness, his paranoia. Discard all of your. Oh my gosh! I just got done saying he's got a ton of resources. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. He's got 9 resources. He draws his weakness card, which says discard all your resources. Of all the things to get, oh my God, that's the worst one for him. He was building up, building up, building up, and that's what he got. All right, she gets a resource and a card. She gets perception. Oh, 2 little book icons. We could have used those there, Chicky. And I could have let her draw a card. Perception. Good card for her. Okay, so let's see. Checks his hand size. This is out of play. All right, place 1 dude token on the agenda. Advanced Avenger. No, each investigator draws a card. So first, it'll be Leo. Revelation. Place a doom counter on the agenda. Oh boy. So that was a whammy. And now for Agnes. She gets a swarm of rats. It's a creature. It's a hunter. And so who? If there's two people there, who gets it? I think it comes to the person who drew it, I believe. Let's just see, shall we? Um, hmm, hmm. The enemy will immediately engage if it spawns in a same location as investigator. All right, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. It will engage the investigator or druid unless it has a spawn instruction. If the enemy has a spawn instruction, blah blah blah. Okay, so it will engage Agnes here. Oh gosh, we're running out of space. It only does 1 wound. It is a hunter though. All right, Leo. Oh, Leo, what are you gonna do, Leo? Okay. Leo is gonna walk down in the cellar as for his first action. Wait a minute. Can you take care of that swarm of rats? She does have her little spell out. So yeah, she'll be able to take care of it. So he's gonna go down in the cellar. The stairs leading down to your cellar are slick, and they glisten with a thin layer of ice. Cellar forced. After you enter the cellar, take one. Oh gosh, another point of damage. He is down to 4 points left. There is 4 clues, and we need. Each investigator needs to get 3. Objective: when the round ends, investigators in the hallways may, as a group, spend the requested number of clues to advance. So each of the investigators has to have 3 clues. He currently has 2. This is a shroud of 4. That's pretty rough. That's pretty rough. Holy cow. So that was his first action. Second action, he's going to draw a card. And third action, he's going to play a card. This is the emergency cash. So it costs nothing and you get 3 resources out of it. So he can get some of his resources back. He's not going to be able to buy this and look for clues. Okay. Let's see. Agnes, what are you gonna do? Well, we're gonna fight this swarm of rats here, huh? The only thing she currently has is alright, she's gonna fight these rats, spend one of her charges on that. And it's gonna use her willpower, which is 5. The enemy's only a 1, so hopefully the 20-sider will not fail us again. Come on now. That's an 11. 11 is a -2. 5 minus 2 is 3. It's only a 1, so she does 1 point of damage to the enemies. I think that's the middle number there, I believe, right? Isn't that the middle number? Where's the enemy card information sheet? Mm. Boom, 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 boom. Come on. Really? Here we go. That's what I'm looking for. Nope. That is not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, here we go. Enemy. Number 7. Enemy health. Yes. Okay. Ah! That's what I thought. So we're looking at 1 health. So she kills a swarm of rats. Good for her. That was her first action. Boom, boom, boom. She still only has 1 clue. She does have plenty of resources. Just trying to see if there's anything she can do. She's going to travel to the parlor, I guess. The entrance to the parlor is blocked by a darkly glowing, unfathomable barrier. You cannot move into the parlor. Okay, well, I guess we won't go in the parlor. Attic. She'll go to the attic. The smell of rotten meat assaults your nostrils as you approach the attic stairs. As she enters into the location, after you enter the attic, take 1 horror, which she can do. So 1 horror there. Unfortunately, there's no enemies there because she could zap them. There is going to be 4 clue tokens here for her, for the group. She needs to start getting these tokens. It's only a shroud of 1. So first action was fight, second action was move, third action she's going to use perception and commit it to a test to get a clue. She's a 2 plus 2 is a 4 against a 1. A 4 versus a 1. Come on, Agnes. That is a 5. 5 is a 0, so she wins it, and if this test is successful, she gets to draw a card. Oh my gosh. But she gets a clue token, but she just drew her weakness. That was her, as she cast her spell, weakness spell. Place a doom on the current agenda. This effect can cause the current agenda to advance. Forced, if dark memory is in your hand, at the end of the turn, reveal it and take 2 horror, which she's going to do because she's out of actions. So we're going to place a doom token on the agenda. That's not good. It's already up to 3. That was her third action. That was his third action. So they're done with their actions. Enemies. No enemies. Upkeep. Reset the actions. Ready all exhausted cards. Each investigator draws a card and gains a resource. Oh my god, where are all his allies? Jeez Louise. She's got the flashlight. So she has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's the most you can have. So she needs to get rid of some of these cards. Oh, -2 shroud. That's good. She can go into the cellar. Well, maybe. Alright, so that was the draw, blah, blah, blah. Checks his hand size, right. So back to the Mythos. Place a Doom token on the agenda. So it's already up to 4. Good lord. Alright, the agenda is not going yet. Each investigator draws a card. So Leo gets a Crypt Ghoul. It's Hazard. Test for willpower. If you fail, choose and discard one asset you control. If you cannot, take 2 damage instead. So he's got a Crypt Chill. Sorry, Crypt Chill. It's a hazard. So he's got to test 4 will. He has 4 will. He's got a couple cards he can use as well. So he's going to use Dynamite Blast and Trusted. He's going to discard both of these cards, each giving 1 to his willpower. So he has a 4 willpower. I'm sorry, a 6 willpower versus a 4. Come on, baby. That is a 10, which is a -2. So 4 minus 2 is... I'm sorry, 4, 5, 6 minus 2 is 4. He needs 4, so he didn't fail. So, Crypt Chill. Look at that card. That is awesome. That looks like a Crypt Chill there. Alright, so put that up there. Now for Agnes here. Oh, she gets another ghoul. A Ravenous Ghoul. So this will actually prey on the lowest remaining health. So I think he engages her because she's the only one in this location. He has 3, count them, 3 hit points. He will do 1 health and 1 sanity damage when he attacks her, if he attacks her. She does have her shivering spell up. It's taken 1 sanity already. Okay. A lot going on out here, isn't there? Different things. Alright. So that was the end of the Mythos. Investigators phase. So he's never going to be able to do anything in the Part with the 4 Shroud. He only has... he could get +2. He's a 4, plus he could use the Guts and get an extra 2. So it'd be 4 versus 6. He would have a 6. Yes, so he needs another clue. So for his first action, he's going to investigate. He's going to add Guts to his check. Come on. 16 is a Skull. Skull, again, is X, where the number of ghouls and your enemies in your location. There are no ghouls, so no minus. So he's fine. And with the Guts, if the test is successful, draw a card. So he's going to get a card. Hopefully a freaking ally. Hey, here's an ally. Good lord. But he does get a clue from his location. So he has 3. She has 2. She has to keep fighting these enemies off, though. She's got the Ravenous Ghoul on her. All right, he's actually a better fighter than her. He's a 4 versus her 2, but the Shrivering is super good for her because it let her use her willpower instead of her fight. So because this power is out, she's a 5 as opposed to a 2. So anyways, that was action number 1. Action number 2, he's going to bring out the guard dog. He's got two. He's got a switchblade and a knife, and now somewhere we're going to put out a guard dog, which costs 3 resources. And if it would have been if he would have had this in his hand previously, it'll add 3 health and 1 sanity. When an enemy attack deals damage to guard dog, deal 1 damage to the attacking enemy. So super good there. So that is action number 2. Action number 3. Resource. I think he's going to get another resource. All right. So we have this Ravenous Ghoul who's got 3 hit points. She's going to use Shivering and attack it. And it is a 3. She is a 5. But if one of the special tokens comes out, she takes a horror, but that's actually good because she'll do extra damage to it. She'll do a point of damage before the spell goes off. All right, come on, Agnes. What do you got? Oh, Shroud. So it's a -1. If you fail, take 1 horror, and that is super good for her, actually. So let's see if she fails, first of all. So she's a 5, he's a 3. The Shroud is a -1, so it's 4 versus 3. So she didn't fail. She's successful. And a Shroud came up. So she does 1 point of damage to it. And then she does takes 1 horror damage. Which causes her special power. After 1 or more horrors placed on Agnes, deal 1 damage to an enemy at your location. So she will do 2 points of damage to it. And it will actually kill itself if it attacks her in the next phase. The problem is she can't do anything in the meantime because once you're engaged with an enemy, you can only fight, evade, or what's the other thing you can do when you have an enemy that's engaged with you? Engaged. Let's look at engaged here. Engaged enemies. If an investigator is engaged with an enemy and takes any action other than fight, evade, or activate a parlay or resign ability, the enemy makes an attack of opportunity, which is, see page 5, which is fine. If he does an attack of opportunity, that's going to be just fine for us. Each time an investigator is engaged with an enemy, Attack of opportunity is made immediately after all costs of initiating the action that provoked the attack has been paid, but before the application of that action's effect upon the game state. Wow, that's kind of... Okay, blah, 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 blah. So you gotta pay the cost, like if you're gonna go cast a spell or something, you gotta pay all the costs to cast a spell, but then the enemy's gonna do that. So she's gonna investigate. She's gonna investigate. And when she investigates, he's gonna get an attack of opportunity, and he's gonna do 1 point of damage, 1 point of no, wait a minute. No, wait a minute. That's not going to work because we're still in the same phase. She can only do this once per phase. Damn. So we're still in the investigate phase. Ah. All right. Well, she'll just spend another action on her spell. That should wipe it off. So her second action will be to 15. That is the skull. We drew out a skull, which is minus the number of ghouls. There is 1 ghoul. So it's 5 minus 1 is 4. He's a 3. So she killed the ghoul. No special XP for killing that thing off, unfortunately. And now she's got 1 action left. She's only got 1 more spell there. So she's going to bring into play the flashlight. Wait, does she want to do this yet? Probably. Yeah. Oh, this. Right. She should also have taken 2 horror from the dark memory at the end of her last turn. So she's up to 4 horror, actually, which is not great. If she does a success. Right. Okay, so first action was fight. Second action was fight, so she's got 1 left. She's going to play Fearless as she does a skill test to investigate. So she's doing an investigate action. She's adding this in as a skill. So she's a 5 plus 1 is 6 versus a 1. So unless she rolls a 20, she will be successful. 16, it's a skull, which is fine. And this will heal 1 horror. So that's why I wanted to do that. And she gets her 3rd clue. So she's got 3. He's got 3. They just need to meet back up in the hallway next turn. And hopefully that won't kill anybody in the meantime. Alright, let's see what we got here. So that's the end of the enemy phase. There are no enemies. Upkeep, reset all actions, ready all exhaust cards. Each investigator draws a card. He gets overpowered and a resource. She gets baseball bat and a resource. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cards. So she's okay. 1, 2, 3 cards. He's okay. Each investigator checks his hand size. Right, now back to the Mythos. Place a doom on the track. It's up to 5. 5 of 7. So we got a couple turns. We should be able to get back to the hallway on this turn and activate the next part of this, assuming bad things don't happen. So Leo down in the cellar here is going to get a ghoul minion. Humanoid monster. It's got 2 health, 2, 2, 2 across the board. So it's going to engage him. And she will get a card. Grasping Hands. She needs to test her agility. She has a 3 agility. She needs to get 3. Does she have any agility cards? Let's see. Does she want to commit anything? She will commit Dumb Luck to this. So Dumb Luck adds 2 to her agility, so she has a 5. 13 is, oh, it's a -3. So 5 minus 3 is 2. And the Grasping Hands is a 3. So for each point you fail, take 1 damage. Ouch. So she failed by 1. So the Grasping Hands have been very damaging as our guys cannot dodge these hands coming out of the walls. Alright, so that's the end of the Mythos. Investigator phase. So he needs to take care of this ghoul minion. It is a 2. He is a 4. He has his knife out. If we discard the knife, you get +2, and the attack deals +1 damage. So we are going to do that. He's going to throw his knife at the ghoul minion. And so +2, he's going to have a 6. The ghoul is a 2. So unless he rolls a 20, it should be a success. 17 is a gravestone. Gravestone says -2 if there's a ghoul enemy at your location. There is. Take a damage. Oh, these damn. Takes a damage. And even as he throws the knife at the ghoul, killing it, but the ghoul takes one last bite out of him and he takes some damage. So the knife goes away, but he gets rid of that guy. First action. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm going to put that damage on the guard dog. Yes, the guard dog is going to protect me a little bit here. So the guard dog actually would do another damage to it anyways, so it's dead. Good guard dog. Excellent. Alright, he's got one more action. He might as well try. He's going to try and get one more clue. Never can have enough clues, right? So he has a 4 versus a 4. And that is a 4, which is a 0, so he does get a clue. Oops, not a doom, a clue. That's action number 2, and action number 3 is going to say, "Hey, Agnes, meet me in the hallway." Agnes is like, "Okay, relax." For her first, she's going to spend 2 resources and bring out a flashlight. And it's going to have 3 uses where we can remove 2 from the shroud of a location. Let's see what else we have here. We do have a baseball bat, but it's not going to help with us having the flashlight out. You could put the knife in play, which she will do for her second action. She will have a flashlight and a knife out. Each one takes 1 hand. That's her second action. Third action, she will move back to the hallway from the attic. So, when the round ends, investigators in the hallway may, as a group, spend the requested number. When the round ends. So, is that the round? We have to go all the way through the round. Okay, so investigation phase, enemy phase, there are no enemies, upkeep, reset actions, ready all exhausted cards, draw a card and a resource. Hey, that is not, we need to add more allies to this guy's deck for sure. He's, and he gets a resource. And she got the backpack. After backpack enters play, search the top 6 cards of your deck for 3 non-weakness item or supply cards and attach them face down to your backpack. So your backpack, you have extra items you can get into play. Alright, draw a card, check your hand size, 240, yeah, everyone's good. And now that's the end of the round, so we will spend 3 from Leo, 3 from Agnes here. Boom, 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 boom. And using the barrel from the attic, you carry ice and snow from the cellar and hurl it at the barrier. The barrier sparks and stutters as it consumes the ice and hisses and fades out of existence. The barrier blocking passage to the parlor has vanished. Reveal the parlor. Reveal it? Okay. Ooh. Put the set aside Lita Chantler into play in the parlor. Spawn the set aside Ghoul Priest in the hallway. Okay. So, we have a couple special cards here. Special card number 1 is Lita Chandler. She's an ally. When you control Lita Chandler, she gains, each investigator at your location gets +1 fight. At a reaction, when an investigator at a location successfully attacks a monster enemy, that investigator deals +1 damage. She's a 3/3, so she is in the parlor. Alright, and then the Ghoul Priest. Let's take a look at Ghoul Priest here. He's a 4 fight, 5 per investigator, so 10 health and 4 evade. Humanoid monster ghoul elite. Prey, highest fight is hunter and retaliate. Victory points of 2 and 2 health and 2 sanity every time he attacks. He's not our friend. He is not our friend. A figure in red robes wearing a bone mask. It gribbles and snarls before leaping to attack. Alright, so that is in the hallway. And so it's going to prey on the highest fight. Leo's a 4, Agnes is a 2, so he's going to, I believe, attack Leo here. And she, Lena Chandler, is in the parlor. We could try to get her from the parlor. Yes, we just go from the hallway into the parlor. Okay. Action, resign. This is too much for me. You run out the front door, fleeing in panic. So you can spend an action to basically get out of here if you think you can't handle this and end the mission. Alright, so we will move this on. They're getting out. Let's see what it says here. This does not sound good. You hear a cracked howl outside, and suddenly all the creatures turn their attention to that sound. They rush to escape the house, breaking down doors and clawing at everything in their way. Forced. At the end of the enemy phase, each unengaged ghoul enemy moves one location towards the parlor. Forced. At the end of the round, place one doom on this agenda for each ghoul enemy in the hallway or parlor. Okay. So that was the end of our round. All that happened on the end of our round. So, up to the mythos. Place a doom on the really? So I'm automatically. Oh, that's just crap. Draw a card. So Leo here. He gets an icy ghoul. It spawns in the cellar though, actually. So it's going to spawn in the cellar location. But it's going to go to the hallway and then try to get out through the parlor here. And then for Agnes here, Ancient Evil Omen. Place one doom on the current agenda. Oh, it's already up to 2. Yay. Alright, investigator phase. So we basically have to kill. Where is the big boy? Where is he? Here he is. The ghoul priest. It's in the hallway. He's going to come after him. Right. So, 10 hit points worth of damage on this guy. That's pretty rough, to be honest. But we can do it. Leo. He's got some things to do. He's got overpowered. He's got a machete. He's got a knife. We can't bring anything into play though when he's engaged. Well, so this thing is a 5. And this thing is going to come into this location next turn. So when it's Agnes's turn, she's going to run into the parlor, try to get Lita. How do we get her? How do we get her? Thought we saw that somewhere. My apologies. Thought it said somewhere what you can do. Maybe I'm just making this up in my head. That's a possibility. Okay. Was on the back of this card? No. Okay. I think it was on the back. Was it on the back of the other cards? Jeez. I don't think so, actually. Well, we know it's not trapped. Right. Rise the ghouls. Hang on a second. I'm just trying to make sure. The barrier. Right. Okay. So it says to put her into play. All right. I don't know. I don't know. This is under here. No, I'm not sure. I thought I read somewhere, and I guess we just go in and grab her. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're at two doom, and it's investigator's turn. Here we go. All right, so we can do some little bit of damage. I think he does have the overpowered ability, which he's gonna use on this first attack with his switchblade. He is a 4, 5, 6. This ghoul priest is a 4. So 6 to 4. And a gravestone, which is -2. And if there's a ghoul enemy at your location, take a damage. He is a ghoul. Damn it. Because he's now up to 6 damage, which sucks. But, so it was a -2. He was a 6. It was a 4, so he's got it. He didn't succeed by 2 or more, so he just does 1 point of damage to this thing. But if this test is successful, draw a card, which he will do. Wow. Evidence. Great. After you defeat an enemy, discover a clue at your location. Not the greatest cards in the world. Right. He gets 2 more actions. He's a 4, the enemy's a 4, so right now it's not looking good. Oh, he does have retaliate too. What does retaliate mean? Let's look up retaliate, because that doesn't sound like something. Hey, rough swordsman. Yes, Lovecraftian horror. We are at the final part of this. We've uncovered the ghoul priest as we are trying to take the ghoul priest down, but he just realized he has a power called retaliate, which doesn't sound good. Each time an investigator fails a skill test while attacking a ready enemy with the retaliate keyword, after applying the results of the skill test, that enemy performs an attack against the investigator. Enemy does not exhaust after performing their retaliated attack. Ooh, so if you fail a test, he's going to attack you, which is not good. Oh, God. And we have another ghoul that's going to make it up here in a minute. Fortunately, So if we don't attack it, if we do something other than that, he is going to attack us. We only have 2 hit points left. Leo only has 2, but he does have the guard dog. So when this guy goes to attack, yeah, he can't afford that. He can't. He's just gonna have. No, this is not good. Damn. Damn. He needs something. All right. He's gonna use the knife and the machete as +1 fight, +1 fight. So he's gonna get +2 to his fight. It's 6 versus 4. 6 versus 4. Oh, and that is a shroud. -1. If you fail, take a horror. That's okay. -1 is fine. But he only beat him by 1, which sucks because if we beat him by 2 or more, we actually do more damage. But he does another point of damage to this guy. So 2 damage. That was his second action. Third action. Boy, oh boy, this is a rough. Because if I don't attack him, if I try to do something else, he will automatically attack me and basically kill me because he does 2 and 2, right? Or I'm hoping the guard dog will protect me for at least 1 more round, right? If I get a couple more abilities or something, another ally, because I can have the guard dog soak up his attack. Which will kill the guard dog, but it will keep us alive, as far as I know. Ooh, this is I guess we're gonna have to attack him. This is gonna be real bad, real bad. 7 is a -1. He's a 4. Enemy's a 4. He gets a -1. He fails. So because he's got retaliate, this guy will retaliate on Leo and do 2 health and 2 sanity damage, which would kill him. So the dark dog is going to jump in the way and take the brunt of the attack. Fortunately, when an enemy attack deals damage to the guard dog, it's going to take 1 point of damage. So the guard dog bites at him. He now has 3 damage on him. And that is all Leo's attacks. Problem is, when the ghoul priest, when it's ghoul priest's turn, he's going to attack me for 2, and that'll kill me then. Oh, here it is. And when Lita Chandler is not controlled by a player, she gains action, parlay, test, knowledge 4. If you succeed, you take control of her. But I think we're gonna have to resign. Actually, we're gonna have to run out, and this is too much. We run out at the front door, fleeing in panic. Because I don't think there's any way Leo's gonna. Yep. So she's gonna move into the parlor, and then we're gonna spend an action to resign. Too much. You run out the front door, fleeing in panic. Unfortunately, not great. We just didn't get a lot of really good go in the beginning. So let's see what happens if we have failed. Gotta find the right one. That's not the right one either. Right, so this must be it, but maybe it's on the back of this card. All right, so it looks like I think we actually have to like read it. Hey, Bobby, how you doing? Good to see ya. Okay, so all right, I'm just looking to see how this is going to end here. So we were able to run out. You barely managed to escape your house with your lives. The woman from the parlor follows you out the front door, slamming it behind you. You fools, see what you've done? She pushes a chair in front of the door, lodging it beneath the doorknob. We must get out of here. Come with me. I will tell you what I know. We are the only ones who can stop the threat that lurks beneath from being unleashed throughout the whole city. There's no state of arguing. Nodding, you follow the woman as she runs from your front porch away into the rainy streets toward Rivertown. Record in your log the house is still standing. Record in your log the ghoul priest is still alive. The lead investigator earns the Alita Chandler card and may include it in his deck. It does not count towards the investigator deck size, which is super good because it's an actual ally that he needs. Good lord. Where are all the allies in this guy's deck? Because that's what there's ally. Ally. Definitely have to do a little bit of fine tuning on his deck because he needs to get some more allies because he can play him for a cost reduction of 1, and he can also get this. He can also get this special card, which is for him and him alone. It is Mitch Brown. If you play Mitch Brown, you can actually have 2 additional allies out besides Mitch Brown. They have to be non-unique allies. So Lita Chandler is an actual. She is an ally, but she's a named one. So you have to look around and see if maybe get a little bit better deck for him. But there you go. So that is the resolution. We did not do well. Our house is still standing. The Ghoul Priest is still alive. Blah blah blah. And we didn't earn any experience points. I don't think we earned any experience points. None of the things we actually dealt with. Doesn't look like it. Oh boy, that's great. This game looks difficult. I wish I was watching one the other day. Oh, it's not that difficult. You just follow the steps as it progresses, and there's a lot to going on. It's actually better if you play it like one character per person if you had multiple people, because that person can. But when you got multiple characters you're running at the same time, it can be a little daunting. Let's say that. I'll just say that. All right. Well, there you go. Unsuccessful. I'm just having a bad time with my playing my games. I've been unsuccessful in the last several missions that I've done, but phew, oh well. What are you gonna do? Anyways, that's that. Hopefully you guys enjoyed episode 1. We do have a couple more expansions here. The Dunwich Legacy, the Path to Carcosa, and also the Forgotten Age. So we have 4 of the big expansion boxes. So we'll have plenty of adventures to be had. So anyways, there you go, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed it. It's a pretty decent little game. Great co-op game where you just want to get together with your friends, have fun. You can not have to do like the whole campaign and just do like a one-shot deal, but it's cool if you have multiple sessions where you take your same characters through multiple missions. It can definitely make things pretty cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm making sure 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 32, 33. I think that's right. Alrighty, well, there you go. Can't always win. I hear you. That was on kind of, I would say, medium hard difficulty. Because normally, like I said, if you're just joining us, you draw out these little tokens out of a bag, right? All I did was put each one of these tokens on a 20-sided dice, and I added in a +1, a -1, a -2, and another gravestone. So it made it a little bit tougher than the standard, but it still wasn't, that tough. Alrighty, well, there you go. We'll see everyone next time. Have a wonderful day, and hope to see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.